Hey, I'm Rob Sines, and you know I'm an expert because I'm talking into this computer. I'm here to talk to you about Insight Design, Part 1. Or, avoiding the failure to communicate. Don't see Cool Hand Luke, it's overrated. Don't watch HUD either. You're probably better off with Cars. Maybe that's Paul Newman's best movie. Once upon a time, half my team got to go to Las Vegas to speak at MicroStrategy World about how we use their product to help our company inform itself and make better decisions. Meanwhile, the other half of my team was talking to our product team about what we worked on the past 3 weeks. The review went great, except there was one part where clearly their expectations and our expectations didn't line up. Which got me to thinking. For every feature, for every report, for every dashboard, for every slider, for every piece of software that you deliver, there's a continuum. 2 points at the end. Perfect. You've dotted every I, crossed every T, chosen every typeface, desaturated every color. There is nothing to add. You've gone above and beyond, and it's a champion for all of your other work. But then there's good enough, which sounds like you're settling. I'm here to argue maybe it isn't. We'll start with perfect. You've read Stephen Few, or Visualizing Data from Flowing Data, somebody who's led you to believe if you put this in Illustrator, it's going to look awesome. So you work on perfect. You get it to communicate your brand message, and you do everything that the business asks you to make sure that it satisfies a uniform look and feel. Maybe I'd call this painstaking design, emphasis on the pain. So we answered our business owner, absolutely we can fix it. It's going to take time, but we can fix it. Point 2, good enough. Maybe we could say this. It's just data. We're just letting the data tell the story. And something delivered too late that looks great is still something delivered too late to make a difference. Truth is, polish and speed compete on the continuum. There's always a trade-off. It's too late to ask, how do we want to do this when you're finished? Or you think you're finished. Why not ask the questions at the beginning? You've seen this so-called iron triangle. This works. This not so much. You can't afford to guess, so ask them. You want this? Here's a dashboard that used to have to be built by hand in Excel every month. Now it's got sliders and dynamic functionality. Maybe those colors aren't quite exactly what we're looking for. Maybe we don't have our logo on the screen. Or maybe, for a particular need, you want this: branding, navigation, multiple layouts, lots of different ways to look at it. Took a little extra time, but you got it exactly right. How do you want it? What do you want? How is it going to be consumed? Who's going to use it? You've got to know. You've got to know. Why? The only two industries that refer to their customers as users are drug dealers and software makers. I like this phrase better. I stole it from Leah Bewley, who took it from an event planner that she interviewed that said, "These are the people under my care. If I can get them to their hotel, make sure that their event happens just the way that they want it to, and they feel taken care of, then I've done my job." I think she's right. I'd argue that's our business too. Dev Patnaik's Wired to Care is an also excellent book that talks about how empathy can be a competitive advantage. If you understand your customers, if you can think like they do, then you have a greater chance of satisfying them, and it may not have anything to do with how beautiful your product looks. They say start listening tours. Understand your people. Design with your people. Become your customers like Harley-Davidson did. They call their customers riders. Their parking lot is riddled with Harley-Davidson motorcycles, except for the one area of their parking lot marked for cages only. How about an example? It always starts with a business problem. In my region, sales of this product line, I think they're deteriorating, and a business analyst gets to go and track that down. So they write an email requesting an extract. Maybe they fill out a very nice web form. And they wait. Someone in IT gets the request, notices that that product segment didn't operate for the full 4 years that they're asking for, so they decide to just give them one, which hardly satisfies the requirements to look at a trend. But they write the SQL, they send it back, and the business analyst immediately sees this isn't what they asked for. So to hedge your bets, we've all seen this, she asks for way more than she'll ever need, and the data analyst has to struggle to put that all together, burn a CD or use a flash drive or one of these shared drives that has a lot of capacity for transferring humongous files that are a pain to deal with. Business analyst has to roll through that, get to what she needs, barely make her meeting with the required deliverables, and then pass her thanks and apology back to the data analyst, saying it's a one-off, it won't happen again. Data analyst knows she may not be lying, but she's definitely not right. Let's save that SQL for next time and let's just wait. Insight Design approaches it differently. Insight Design has the business analyst and the data analyst working in close partnership on a continuous basis. They're having a conversation that doesn't start with this business request. It's all kept in context over the long period that they've been working together. The business analyst and the data analyst drive exactly to not only what the data is that will answer the question, but how the solution will be delivered. How's it going to turn into charts and bullet points? And how's it going to be presented? So they will draw it up and guess what the data could show them. The data analyst builds a prototype using actual data that delivers the charts and the bullet points. The business analyst speaks feedback about what she's seen, and together they repeat and iterate until they've got a product that can be presented to the executive leadership team. After the successful meeting, they regroup, thinking, we solved it for one segment in one region. I wonder if this would be useful to more people. They start prototyping for that larger audience. Insight Design isn't magic. It's more about effective partnerships. It's less about making sure that all the forms are filled out and everyone's followed the process, and more about getting those needs met. It's all about data becoming information and informing action. The way I like to think about it is that Insight Design is user experience plus business intelligence. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for your time.